Hi guys, welcome back to the Reupload podcast. It is me, Sam Fraser, and today we have a special guest, fresh out of Waverley College, fresh out of the studio, Gabriel Quenkel, or ZUSO. Tell the world about yourself.
Thanks for having me on. Yeah, look, it's been a crazy few weeks, I guess, for me particularly. For those of you who don't know me, I produce music and I DJ under the name of ZUSO.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, last few weeks have been really good. Got a few radio plays and been getting a lot of press attention.
Clap it up, everybody, clap it up.
But yeah, I guess you'll find out what I've actually been doing behind the scenes, because a lot's been going on behind the scenes, and I'll talk about it a bit in the podcast. But yeah, a fellow Waverlian as well.
Yes,
we're in the same class, PE class, I remember, in year 12 as well.
Those were the days.
Yeah.
Shout out Rusty. We'll just say Rusty.
Russell Crowe. Really good guy. But yeah, that's a bit about me. Just, yeah, like everyone else, just keeping on, I guess.
Yeah, mate, fair enough. Firstly, if we're going to start, I've never asked this. This is the one question I have not asked you.
Right.
Where the hell did ZUSO come up from? How did you think? Give us the whole origin of ZUSO.
Well, it's actually not that, it's not that interesting, to be honest.
But mate, tell them.
I mean, I don't actually really know what it means, but, you know, when I was coming up for it, I think, coming up with the name, I was brainstorming, a list of artist names. I was looking at kind of what other artists had done, and other artists that I look up to at the time, getting into electronic music.
Mm-hmm.
So the likes of, I guess, Flume, even Avicii or someone like that. Those names don't particularly mean anything in a way.
Yeah.
So I think it was a week where I was just brainstorming and sketching names, and then all of a sudden I was in my room, and then ZUSO just naturally out of the blue came out of nowhere. And originally it was all it was just ZUSO, and it was all lowercase. It didn't look as good, but then I changed it, and when you have all caps on ZUSO, it looks much more better. It looked kind of cool and unique. So and it just kind of flew naturally, and that was it.
Cool.
I knew as soon as that name came to my head, I was like, that's the one.
That's the one.
That's the name. So
fair enough.
It wasn't any crazy story behind it, really. I don't.
Mate, not everybody's crazy story. My YouTube channel, Ray's Entertainment, it's literally just my last name, but I cut off the F and the R on the end.
I think names can be whatever you want them to be, really. They don't have to be a particular,
it flows well,
they can be as outrageous as you want them.
Yeah, to be fair.
I mean, it's your thing, so it doesn't really matter.
Exactly. Yeah. And when in, thinking back, when's the first time you thought about DJing? Was this something, out of birth, you're like, I'm going to DJ?
Not really out of birth. I mean, I've always been involved with music. I mean, I used to play Stedfords and stuff like that for piano. I played the Opera House.
Did you?
I played piano. Yeah, I played piano for a long time. Maybe not as much now because I'm more focusing on the electronic side.
Yeah.
But when I kind of, really became obsessed with electronic music and in general, was probably, it was interesting because I was in year 5, right? This is in 2012.
God,
we're at the junior school.
The junior school days.
Yeah, and I spoke about him before, and I will talk about him. Obviously, I have a lot more influences and inspirations now, but he was kind of the main one was Flume, and his first album came out, and it was in 2012. Jesus. And I was 11 or
10 years ago,
whatever it was.
Crazy, eh?
And, this is when I was first started at Waverley in year 5, and I was getting the train to and from Oatley, and all I was listening to was his album on repeat. It was the only thing I was listening to.
Oh, really?
It was, And then I was just I was just so interested. I don't know why. I was just really interested in just this kind of, because at that point of time, it was just such a new thing.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at it now, it's come so far.
Yeah.
But this was such a new kind of sound, and it was just so interesting.
Yeah, who listened, back then, who even listened to, dance music?
Yeah, well, I think...
just beats and stuff.
I think 2013 was a very big year for EDM in general.
Yeah.
2012, it was still kind of big around then. But this was, I guess, it was away from the mainstream.
Yeah.
Like his album and his sound was away from this kind of mainstream, you know, EDM or electronic stuff you hear at a festival.
Yeah.
Like, you know, this stuff, and I think he said it in a few interviews as well, like, you know, when he made the album, it wasn't meant to be played at festivals and stuff. It was meant to be played for, you know, people listening on the train and bus, which is really what I was doing.
Yeah.
And then I became like really interested, and then like I started to look up how he was doing it, like how it was all being done. And then you know, I was young and I didn't really know, like I watched some YouTube videos of, you know, him using a program Ableton, which is what I use. And then like I didn't really think of it that much, to be honest. Then I just kind of, you know, thought it was really cool. And it wasn't until like year 9 actually.
Oh wow.
That I got a keyboard for Christmas. I got like a keyboard, and then I downloaded Ableton Live, like the light version.
And that shit's expensive, eh?
Yeah, well, this is the free version.
Yeah.
But like that was when I really started to kind of dive inside how all this stuff was happening.
Yeah.
And you know, because I was at school, it was a bit hard at that point because, you know, you're focusing on school, you're focusing on all these other things. And then year 11 came about and I was like, you know, fuck it, I'm going to start DJing. Literally.
Mate,
like,
I remember seeing I think you invited me to the Facebook page or something.
Yeah,
and I was like, what is ZUSO? I didn't know what it was when I first put it out.
Well, I used to be known as DJ Gabba. That was the first name.
I remember.
But it was interesting.
GabbaCon.
Yeah, it was interesting because DJ Gabba was just kind of like, I guess, a name because it was like the pressure of like, or just like people like, oh, DJ Gabba was like heaps funny at the time. But ZUSO was always a thing. Like even before DJ Gabba came about, I came up with ZUSO when I was in like year 9 when I got that keyboard.
Yeah.
But no one knew about it. Like no one knew about the name ZUSO, and that wasn't until like I guess year 12 when eventually the name came out and I started releasing music under that name.
Yeah.
Which is what the goal, like what the vision always was.
Yeah.
So and then like, you know, obviously year 12, I actually switched programs. I because Ableton was just like confusing me a lot. Yeah. Because it's a very confusing software.
I've seen it, mate. I don't get it. It's all
and I didn't, you know, I was in the HSC and I didn't really have time to like, you know, learn the program.
Of course.
Comprehensively. So I changed to FL Studio, which is like this other, like there's 1,000 other, they're called DAWs, like DAWs. And that's just basically like what program you use to make music. So Ableton, there's Ableton, there's FL Studio, there's like Logic as well.
Yeah,
like there's all these
Logic.
other ones.
Yeah.
So I switched to FL Studio a bit and I made a few tracks on there. But I still wasn't really like 100%, you know, knew about how it all worked. Like I still knew it was a long way to learn a lot more. And then after I finished school, I did a course. These guys in Surrey Hills, they were really helpful. And they basically taught me the ins and outs of Ableton. So now I like know it all.
Right,
I don't know it all, but like, you know, I know a lot more. It's one of those things you never know, you never master for me and like for anyone. Like you just there's so many possibilities in terms of
there's so much to learn as well.
Yeah.
You're still so young in the game if you think about it.
Yeah, like it's crazy. And then but that was when like, and I guess year 5, listening to that album that I still listen to now, that was kind of, that kicked off my interest in electronic music. And then obviously I broadened my horizons by listening to other artists. I still love different genres. I love hip hop as well. Like I love all these other genres of music. But that's kind of how I slowly got into it. Yeah.
Mate, it's sick. And big one. How do you focus? Like when you're making a song, like what is it? Are you like going in, I'm like, I'm going to make this song, for example, or I'm going to go do this, like, and then first answer that one. And then also how do you mentally focus and you're like, I'm going to sit here for 3 to 6 hours or however long, or maybe that song you're telling me last week, you're telling me how a song, sometimes you might do it that month and then 6 months later you do it again. How are you able to focus back onto it and flick the switch and ready to go? And
this is something that I've only really learned myself.
Yeah.
In terms of just like the creative process in general.
Yeah.
I can't go into a room and lock myself away. Like it happens when you're obviously in the zone and you're working on the track.
Of course.
But if I woke up today and I went down to my room, like I'm gonna spend 6 hours making a song, I'm gonna make a song.
Yeah.
You know, for me anyway, I know like some people that does work, but for me anyway, that doesn't work at all because you just run into creative blocks like left, right, and center.
Yeah.
Like you're sitting there, you're putting too much pressure on yourself. You're not thinking properly. It's just absolute chaos. And the whole point of this, like especially when you're making a piece of music, is you need to be, I guess, not anxious like that, not stressed out that you got to get this done, and kind of just let it flow in a way. So when I make music, I guess what I do is my ideas come up at the most randomest of times. I might be like in the gym or something. And then I'd come up with an idea. Like for one of my tracks that I just finished, like I just got the final master back a couple of weeks ago. I literally like I trained at the gym and then I came upstairs and I just went straight into my studio because I was just feeling great. I was feeling like high on life. And then I went down and then I just like literally wrote these chords and then everything just happened so quickly. It's almost as if like once you get in that kind of creative zone or that moment, you don't even have to spend 6 hours. All of a sudden you've got this like whole almost half the track done in like the space of 40 minutes. It's just like sometimes it just can happen that quickly.
Would you say that like your emotions depend, like say
definitely.
You're happy, you're gonna make a happy song. Say you're pissed off, you're gonna make some fucking Juice WRLD type depressed song, you know what I mean? Even with like DJing and, you know, music producing, what you do, would you say it affects the same?
Emotion and feelings like a really big part of it. Like it's not I find it really good to write or like come up with chords and just, you know, ideas. Which is only one part of the process of actually making a song, which is like the creative process. It's probably only the really small process because the rest of it's just like mixing and it's just But at night time, I find it really, really good to write like chords and come up with like emotional kind of chord progressions. I mean, that's how I always start a song. I start with a chord progression. That's probably just because I played the piano, even though I have no idea about music theory. Like I just go off sound and just like
what sounds cool and stuff. Fair enough.
So I usually start with a chord progression, and at night, you know, it's different. Like it's good making, like I'll notice I've picked up on this myself. When I make songs in the day, they're obviously a lot more kind of happy and upbeat. But at night, it's kind of like not sad necessarily, but it's more like, I guess, soulful.
Yep, I feel you.
And that's just because of the vibe of nighttime. If you look at like day and night, I mean, if you go into
day and night,
not that song, but like if you go in like when you go like it's nighttime,
obviously,
you kind of have that more
100%
level feeling, and that's what I did, especially for Melt Like Gold. Which is
banger! Everybody please listen to that. It's actually fucking such a good song.
Like that one was the most interesting because that's the first track I've written that's been like from start to finish. Like it was all my ideas. Like I didn't even use any samples.
Oh really?
It was just like all my ideas. So when I like came up with the idea, it was actually like I was just messing around with chords and stuff, and it was a complete mess. Like my mix session, like it was just a complete mess, and I didn't really think too much of it. And I said, you know, like this is shit. I'm not going to look at it. And then I want to go try and start something else. That's the other thing with music producers. You like start an idea and then you like you never actually finish that idea, and then you start a new idea, and then you keep starting new ideas, and then you end up having like 1,000 different projects that are unfinished. So that's something that I've tried to cut down on as well, and just try and stick with my gut and stick with my whatever that original thought process was. There's always something behind that. There's a meaning that I came up with that idea. But Melt Like Gold was how
did that come across? How did that
So like Melt Like Gold was as I said, I was messing around and I thought it was shit. The idea was shit, and I shut it off. I didn't look at it. I didn't open the project for like 2 months. And then lockdown hit, and I was just browsing through a bunch of my, you know, I guess unfinished projects. And I think interesting fact, I don't think anyone knows this, but Melt Like Gold was actually called Jewel.
Oh,
like
shit.
The original song was called Jewel.
Okay.
So the Melt Like Gold actually came about from like the vocal, when I got the vocal. We tried to incorporate Jewel, but it just didn't work.
Did you write with that? What was the guy's name again?
Will. Oh, like his artist name's Kill Will.
Kill Will, that's right. And with him, did you write his lyrics, or is that something he?
Oh, like he did. It's kind of like a joint thing. Like for lyrics, what I do is I write like a storyboard of like how I made the song and what it means. And I send them over that, and then they'll usually write lyrics and just sketch some ideas over, and they'll send it back to me, and then I'll, because this is online. And then I'll like.
So have you met these guys?
Recommend.
Did you like Zoom chat them or something? Or?
No, like you can Zoom chat them. I've Zoom chat like before, but not with Will. Like it was just online. It was like, cause he was actually touring in America.
Oh really?
Point. Yeah, he said he was touring. So like he didn't have a lot of time. So it was very delayed in terms of the vocal. So the vocal took forever to get.
Oh really?
So, but back to the like we'll get to the vocal. Back to like the original like side of me producing the track.
Yeah, go for it.
And then I opened Jewel. It was called Jewel Melodic or whatever. I opened it 2 months later, and this is in lockdown. And you know, it's amazing when you open a project that you haven't looked at for so long. Even like if you have a day break, if you're working on something and you hit a creative block, you just walk away, and then you come back the next day, and then you pick up on something completely different. Like it's amazing how the brain just picks up on.
Of course.
But I opened Melt Like Gold, and there was just one particular like I guess chord or sound that I had, like sound design that I did. What it was basically, you hear this sound in the like breakdown of the track. I think it's at like 2 minutes 13 or 2 minutes 14.
Yep.
And I had like the original chord progression down, but and then I just had this sound there as well on like a different MIDI channel. And then what it was like we have this thing in Ableton or whatever, it's like called an arpeggiator. Arpeggiator. It makes it sounds good like it's kind of like, you know, and I had that on the chord with this really cool synth sound. And when I listened to that, I was like that it was so different and like cool that I was like, it was something that I've never really done before, because I mean I guess you could call this song mainstream as well, but I stick to a lot of like mainstream stuff. You know, what I really wanted to do was to make something really different and unique. And that sound was that. So I tried building the song around that sound, like around, you know, these chords and that arpeggiated synth in like the intro, and it just wasn't working. But I guess I just persisted with it. I moved it further down the track, and then I just kind of, that's what I mean when I'm talking about the creative process. I wasn't thinking. I just was just doing, and when you just do, like it's amazing. You get stuck in this kind of rhythm or this bubble that nothing even matters, and you're just like sitting there, and you're just not. The thoughts of like, I need to get this song done. I need to make this song. That's not there. Your mind's you're just kind of present in this moment, like in this music that you're creating. And then I wrote, and this song was heavily inspired by Rufus's Inner Bloom as well.
Oh yeah, I think
at the time, which I was listening to a lot.
He's coming here or something, right?
They're touring, I think at the end of the year.
Opening act. Give us the opening act. ZUSO in the opening act.
Supporting act.
Supporting act. I'd be mad.
But
go on.
It was, and then that's why I was experimenting with similar sounds that they were using, and what you do is so sound designing is my favorite part of it. So usually what you do is, you know, you create a chord. So I've got my chord progression down pat for this, and then what you do is you kind of build upon that. So I just start with the normal piano with the chords, and then and you build upon that. You add some more pads, you add some more like sounds like that, some more textures and stuff like that. And then what you do is you add a sound to those chords. So that's kind of how it works. So you got to apply a sound. In Ableton, the way it works is you have your chords. But like, you know, you have a chord, but there's no sound coming out because you've got to actually apply or sound design a particular sound and apply that to the chords. Or lead or melody or whatever you've written. So I have this synth called Serum. There's like there's 1,000 other synths. You can download them. They're called plugins because you get them from third parties. So you download them off online, and then I downloaded them, and then on top of that, you've got these things called presets, which is like what you buy or what you download. You can also download them online, which is like different sounds that other people have made on those synth plugins that you can then go online and download, and then you can then upload them into your plugin, Serum for instance, and then apply that sound to your whatever chord or melody you've just written. So
It's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff.
So I was looking heavily, obviously inspired by that track in Bloom, and I was heavily like looking online for different sounds, and it was really hard. And you just keep looking, you just keep researching, and eventually I found this really cool serum pack that I downloaded. And that's just not to say, like, even when you download those presets, you can still edit that sound. You visually see, like, the waveform of the synth. There's like different things. So like a synthesizer, you've got like square waves and like triangle waves. There's like sine waves. Like, I don't really know how to explain it to you without listening to it, but it's there's all these different things that go behind it, and you can kind of alter like the attack, the like sustain, which is like how long the sound stand out, and you'll notice like a lot of paddy types of sound, particularly like with Rufus or like in a Bloom, like it's lots of pads and kind of ambient pads. Like there's a lot of sustain on them because it's kind of this more free flowing effect. It gives more texture in the song. And eventually I found a really cool sound, and then I applied that to my first chord and then built upon that, and then I kind of just like worked on the song from the intro to the verse, and then obviously the chorus, and I worked on that. It was interesting because when I was looking, that's what I mean, when you're in this creative zone, you come up with such random ideas, like random thoughts. I had an idea, and it's in the track. You probably, if you listen to it now, you might notice, but in the intro, I have like a candle burning as an FX, and it's like it's recording. So I had this idea.
Now I want to listen to this.
and I looked it up, and I downloaded it because I think in a Bloom they had a similar sound or something like that. It's kind of like this crackle, and it's like a
For the people, should we play it? Okay.
Yeah, if you want to have a. Can't really hear. See you can kind of hear the FX. It's kind of like a breathing and like a crackle.
It's dope. It's that sick.
You can kind of hear it in the background. It's only really in the intro. But that was basically me.
It's sick, mate.
I went on YouTube and downloaded a burning it was like a
That's unreal.
On YouTube. It was like a burning piece of paper or something. And then you can hear the crackle. It's like, and then it's like, and then I think I got someone like shivering, like a sound effect of someone shivering, like. And then like I added that in as the FX, and that was just really cool in the intro because that went with all the.
It's creative. It's very creative.
That was just a random idea that came in my head.
But it works. It flows so well.
So that's what I mean when you put too much pressure on yourself to, I'm going to make
of course.
Those ideas don't come. Those ideas, when an idea naturally comes like that, you go, okay, I'm going to go grab that. Anyway, and then I worked on the song. Eventually, I think I just added, from that point onwards, from the intro, I got to the verse, and then I just added, obviously you have the same sounds continuing on, and then I just added like a little piano, kind of melody, which you'll hear also in the verse, like dun, dun, like it's just really simple. And then I worked from there, and then obviously worked to the chorus, and then I worked on the track from there, and then the sound that I originally spoke about before of like the arpeggiated synth or whatever that you hear in the breakdown section that I'd completely forgotten about at this point because it wasn't in the track. I dragged that sound all the way down, just further down my mix because I just, I really liked the idea, but I just couldn't really incorporate it. It wasn't really working in the intro or the verse and chorus. So I just like chucked it down my mix. It's kind of like, if you're looking at GarageBand, you have a sampler or sound there, you've just dragged it all the way down because, I like the idea, but I just left it down. I've silenced the track, whatever. I might
just
come back
chucked
to
it
in. And then so I've worked on this intro, the verse, the chorus, and it's all played. And then that sound that I completely forgot about was the only thing that played in the breakdown. And it was like the fucking sickest thing ever. Like I didn't even intend to put it there. I just put it there because I really wanted to have that sound in my intro. But I couldn't have it in the intro because it wasn't working. So I was, thinking I'm probably not even going to use this sound. It's really cool, but I'm probably not even going to use this sound. And
it's just how it goes.
And then that just played in the breakdown section. It was like so cool.
It works.
And I was like, and then as soon as that played, that was like the concrete, like bang, this is a song that's going to be, I guess, really good for me in really different, and like I knew it was going to be a good song.
Are you all about like say releasing the song for you or the people? Like, are you like? Do you want to fall? You know, for example, you know, like artists, for example, they'll make a song. Oh yeah, this will go well. You know what I mean? Or you just all about, you know what? I love this song. I want to release what I like.
Yeah, I guess like that. I still had concerns about it because it was, I guess, something that first thing I've done before in terms of just like not using any samples and like, well, like I used to use like a lot of samples, which is like all my own ideas. So I guess like a combination of both. I mean, I'm putting the song out there because I obviously think, you know, I've worked hard and I obviously like it.
Turned out great.
So yeah.
So back into like, making Melt Like Gold. What was like your big like? So you talked about how creative you were.
Yeah.
What is something like the average fan or the average person, you know, wouldn't know about how you made Melt Like Gold?
Well, as I spoke about as well, like it's like heavily involves emotions and all that type of stuff. But when I actually properly flat out, you know, finished producing the track during lockdown. And that's back to the, you know, when it was called Jules. So my original like vision and idea was like, you know, this jewel or particular thing that you've got was like something you found on another planet. It was kind of like a, you know, like a cool jewel. And that was like the whole, I guess, kind of idea centered around the track about kind of, you know, because lockdown was fucking shit.
As we all fucking know. Jesus.
So the whole point of the track was like, to me, you know, kind of escaping to another world and being on this kind of like, you know, amazing wavelength of just, you know, being, I guess, because I love space and stuff as well. So like I was heavily inspired by that. It was just kind of like a sense trying to give the audience like a sense of escapism as well, like kind of escape from all this shit and like a sense of euphoria as well and stuff like that. So I guess that was kind of the main focus for me, making the track, and the main feeling that I was feeling, and those were the types of sounds that I felt best displayed. That's what I was using in the song when I was making it. So
Would you say, like, when you're making a song, do you like, obviously you want to tell your story, but is there, say, for example, like with movies, you know, they have the movie and then they go create a song. Do you have like a picture, for example, or something? You obviously just mentioned then, but is this something you do quite often? Say for your next song that's come out.
Visualize.
Would you say, okay, I thought of a person, there was a picture of a person sitting down near a lake, for example, or whatever you're thinking. Is there a certain like picture you have in your head, and then you're like, okay, how would that person, what a song like that, or what that person thinking, you know what I mean?
Like I have a picture or like a story, or I'm in a particular place, and then I try and put that into sound. Like that's what it is. That's what it is. But it can be very hard sometimes. But like that's basically what it is.
And would you ever?
And that also comes with emotions. And feelings.
Would you ever make a song for like a movie or like a short or a TV show or something like that?
Definitely. Yeah. Like you get good money for that.
Oh, you get unreal money, mate. When I make a movie, I got you.
You can even have maybe like Melt Like Gold in there. Like you can have a few. I feel like a few of my tracks might be.
They do.
For that, but
And what about like music videos and stuff? Have you?
Yeah. Well, like my visualizer for Melt Like Gold.
It's the one on Spotify school. The little Spotify play thing. Yeah,
well, that's a canvas design. But I've also got like a like my visualizer that I had was I knew right from the start exactly what visualizer I wanted. If you actually go on YouTube or type up ZUSO Melt Like Gold.
Sorry guys, my brother just walked in.
I think
we'll go on.
Yeah, I think. If you actually go on YouTube and type up ZUSO Melt Like Gold, I think there's like another video of this other YouTube channel that uploaded it, but there's also...
Did they steal your stuff?
No, I submitted to them.
Okay, I was going to say.
But there's also like my other one of the visualizer. It's like a series of lava lamps if you watch it. It's kind of like this really cool...
it's
like
cool.
Stuff looks like it's like this stuff from another world. It was exactly what I wanted, and I actually got some guy off Fiverr to do it for me.
Fiverr,
and
it
happened so quickly because I originally was never going to get a visualizer for it. I mean, I always wanted a visualizer, but at the point in time and what I was doing in terms of promoting it, I didn't really have time to go and get a visualizer. And then I just inquired into this dude on Fiverr, And then he just got back to me, and we just basically made it,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like amazing. I was like,
Yeah,
okay,
Did you go like obviously Spotify streams and stuff? What is actually the main thing you focus critically, not critically, what's the word, analytically?
Analytically, yeah. Well, obviously when you upload a song, we have this thing on Spotify called Spotify for Artists.
Yep.
And that's
We have that for podcasts.
Yeah, and that's basically where you go on and you analyze your audience's age, your audience's gender, your audience's location, what playlists you're being added to, all these types of things. So I guess that's good in terms of, I guess, what age group you're targeting, what audience, just to examine your audience and just like see what playlists and stuff you're being added to and what similar artists they're listening to.
What's the craziest place that, you mean craziest oldest person, youngest person, and then the craziest place that your song's been played? Not crazy, but just somewhere you wouldn't expect it. Somewhere you wouldn't expect it. You know what I mean?
Actually, I think like before Melt Like Gold came out, my number one or was like top 3 listening country was Kiev in the Ukraine. I have no idea why.
That's so random.
They must just love me over there.
They do, mate.
Yeah.
You need to fly over and do
I'm
it.
gonna go to Europe. Kiev.
Someone
That's
book my boy.
Yeah.
That's funny.
But yeah, Kiev, I guess. Sometimes I see like the 60 plus age group. It's
really?
Like, it's like a 1%.
What?
I don't know who's listening to 60
Man,
plus.
that's weird.
But yeah, I guess that would be it. Yeah.
Yeah. And with Melt Like Gold, firstly, we were talking about last week. We had a chat. There was a soccer event on. Shout out to Alex Bayes, great soccer event once again. I'm gonna get him on the podcast next time. And back to you. We spoke about this big marketing plan and how this is it's a big process, and it's something that the average person wouldn't know. Not even the average person, most people wouldn't know this process. You can explain like what this marketing plan was specifically for Melt Like Gold. Yeah.
Okay. So making or like producing music's only 20% of the actual work in terms of the rest is releasing it and doing all all the marketing.
Yeah.
So this is the first time that I've ever done something like this for my own piece of music, and I was lucky enough. I was doing a course that like the first in its kind that taught me all of this at the time I was promoting Melt Like Gold. But previously I've just kind of gone, finished a song and uploaded it, and that's it. But you can't do that. So Melt Like Gold was finished 4 months in advance till actual release date. So 4 months. And then from the 4 months it was done, and then once I got the vocal and everything, that's when you start to think about, okay, what am I gonna what's the plan going into this? And usually I said 12 weeks. It can be like 12. I think 10 weeks is where I properly start.
Yeah.
And you develop a release plan, and this release plan is basically a bunch of dates and how you're gonna tackle going into the release.
Yeah.
So obviously there's things like you want to have your artwork done. You want to have your artwork done. You want to have somewhere within there, you want to have all your press shots done, all your photos done.
Yeah.
You want to develop all your contacts, which is just through thorough research. You just keep researching and looking up what blogs, what writers, and adding them into an Excel spreadsheet. You've just got all these lists of writers.
Yeah.
What YouTube channels, same with Spotify playlists. And basically all the things a budget, you got to set a budget for the release in terms of how, what you're going to spend, how much you're going to spend on marketing, how much you're going to spend on the artwork, which I actually made myself on Canva, so that was very cost effective.
That?
Yeah.
Wow.
So
it's not Canva's unreal.
Yeah, Canva's great.
Unreal, mate.
And you got to factor in all these things and how you're kind of going to tackle it, and then 10 weeks from the release, you got to finalize your plan. So that's your release plan, which includes stuff like your budget, your artwork, obviously your finished final mixed and mastered music. Then you've also got stuff that's like your EPK. I'll get into an EPK.
Yeah,
it's called an electronic press kit. So an EPK is what you send to industry people, and it basically is the best representation of you and your brand. So like me, for instance, I'm a musical artist, but it's a brand, basically. You're a brand. And you kind of in your EPK, you talk about what you've achieved so far. You talk about who you are. You have obviously lots of visuals to kind of evoke the feeling that you get from when you listen to my music, for instance. You've also got your upcoming music. and just like how you're gonna, I guess display yourself to everyone. And you control that, and it's very, very short. Like EPK, you don't have a lot of. It's not like just like a massive, I guess, PDF or a massive document. You have a lot of like, it's very, very kept to a minimum. But so like my EPK, I've got to update it, but like my EPK coming into Melt Like Gold, I think it was like 4 pages. Obviously you use, because blue's like a significant color of my brand. You have a lot of blue, you have a lot of white, you have a lot of those types of things, and you got to think about your brand colors. And you got to try and, to the best of your ability, explain to whoever's reading this who wants to know more about you and your music, your upcoming music, whatever, like who you are and what you stand for in a way. That's basically, so that's a press kit. So you send it out to, industry contacts and stuff like that. So you want to have that in order. And then you also want to have, I guess, your social strategy in order, which is, again, how you're going to, like, what are you on Instagram or what do you want social media for? You obviously want to drive traffic to your music. You obviously want to get more people to listen to it. So you got to think of ways and how to do that. And then you got to think of that separately. You also got to think about what content you're going to post. So like, for me, I've got like 3 pillars. You have 3 pillars for content. Obviously you got music as the main core focus. Of course. Then you've got maybe like a cause or something that you care about. Then maybe just like something completely random, or maybe like a sport or like something.
Have you thought about using like TikTok, maybe like
definitely TikTok. That's like one of my goals. I need to get on TikTok.
Well, I think you should do, and I think I've spoken to someone about this before. With TikTok, you should maybe do a challenge, for example. Maybe your next song, I don't know, maybe a viral dance or something. That could be cool. You know what I mean? Like
well, those are the types of things
you want to get it as a sound. That's how you think of Ty. What's his name? Ty Verdes. You think A. Guy sings A-OK.
Yeah. I think,
you know what I'm talking about? Da-na-na-na-na-na. It's like that. Anyways, he was all from TikTok. And then now he's signed a fat contract.
Algorithm is like crazy.
It's insane.
It's bigger than Instagram.
Oh, mate. Reels though. Have you been on Reels?
I do. I've used Reels.
You should use Reels. Reels are really good as well.
But like that's all a part of your social strategy and how you're going to tackle that. And 100%. Then this is all part of your, your release plan. And then, so you want to finalize all your release plan, finalize all your dates, probably like 10 weeks out, 8 weeks out. You want to submit, I'd say 8 weeks or maybe 6 weeks out. You want to submit your song to Spotify. So the way this works, not just Spotify. So the way this works, we don't actually upload. I mean, do you have a distributor for podcasts?
See, I do as well. It's
the same with music. So you don't actually just go on Spotify's like website and just upload the song to Spotify.
Wish you could. It'd be so much easier. It would be. But
then again, like then you'd have to do that for every single.
Oh mate, it'd be every single
distributor. So there's like distribution companies. I used to use DistroKid for this release. Particularly, I use DistroWork, which is particularly in Australia. Club Work and Teamwork Records. They kind of made this distributing as like a brand new thing. It came out towards the end of, or like it was last year. It came out, and I thought I'd give them a try. And basically, you upload the song to them, and then they send the song out to all the stores. So you fill out all the information about the song, like who wrote it, like blah, 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 all that. And then you send that off, and they'll send that off to Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, Amazon, like everything, basically. So they do all that for you, which is good. Similar
to podcasting,
but then, and then once that's done, once it is submitted, you want to try and submit the song at least a month in advance to release.
Oh, wow.
At least
that
a month.
Ahead.
At least a month.
Wow.
So for this one, I think it was a bit more than a month. And the reason why is because particularly with Spotify, when you've submitted the song, they send it saying, we've received your song, now it's time to pitch it to Spotify curators. So you submit a Spotify pitch. And basically you pitch your song to Spotify editors, and you want to do it and give them as much time, because apparently, like they say so, that they listen to all these songs. So they actually listen to all the songs that come through. There's a team, Spotify Australia, they're based in Sydney. There's different curators and different people and editors that are assigned to particular genres of music that receive all these submissions. They listen to them, and then from there onwards, they might add, come release day, you might get added to a Spotify playlist. Which is 1,000 of them.
Is that like the big goal? Like once you like go on Spotify?
Well, that's how you want to try and best navigate Spotify. And so you send a Spotify for Artist pitch at least 6 weeks in advance. And, you know, that includes basically what the song is. And I've also messed up on this a number of times before. You go like, you know, I wrote this song and blah, blah, blah. It's like so meaningful. It's about this. Like, no, you don't say that.
They
So
just don't
basically,
care? Or?
there's key terms and key words that you got to use in terms of like basically just lots of descriptive words. And how you're describing the track.
Yep.
Like Melt Like Gold and captures you on like a soulful kind of level. It evokes this sense of escapism. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
You've got to use all those kind of key words and key terms that kind of fits into like a genre of music. So for instance, like, I don't know, whatever you call me, soulful, like indie dance or like whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to call it. And so yeah, once you do that, you send that off to the pitch, you pitch it to them probably like, you know, 6 weeks in advance. And then once that's done, 6 weeks leading up to release, you've got your media blast. Like, and this is where you just send like emails. So this is all the people that you've gone online and you've researched. You've looked at, you know, music blogs, for instance, like Pile Rat, Stony Roads, whatever it might be in Australia, or the UK or the US, whatever blogs you're looking at. You look them up, you see if they have a submit thing for music. If they don't, you look up the writer, then you know, look up who the writer is. You go on their Instagram, you just stalk them, basically. And then you eventually, you know, get their contacts and then you put that in your whatever sheet. And you have all these lists of people, and then you want to try and develop as much as you can. You obviously develop more as you go, but you just keep, and then you send them emails, and you keep sending them emails 6 weeks in before. So you've got emails for music bloggers, which are like music blogs that you want to try and get on. You've got emails for obviously YouTube players as well. You're pitching for YouTube players that have lots of subscribers.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a thing.
So that's a good thing as well. That's a lot of how a lot of people blow up, actually. It's a big one. So like sometimes your song could just get added to a playlist, like a YouTube channel with like 1 million subscribers.
Yeah.
And then like that's a huge deal.
Yeah, of course.
And then you've got Spotify playlists, which is very important because come release day, you want to have all these Spotify playlists lined up. Like you want to at least have a fair few lined up that your song's going to get added to, because that's obviously, and you don't want to you don't want these to be fake Spotify playlists. So you want to pitch these to you want to pitch them,
official Spotify
like
playlists.
Individually, you want to go and find these Spotify playlists and who's making these Spotify playlists and pitch them yourself. Which is what you do. But you can also pay for Spotify playlisting, which isn't good. Like I wouldn't. Like I know I've done it before. I'm not gonna lie, I've done it before. But now I don't do it. Don't pay for Spotify plays, because then you've got like bots and stuff. Like you just don't know, and then you can actually get shut down.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh,
so
fuck that.
So now this is like organic. You want to try and find as many organic Spotify plays as you possibly can and pitch to them. Pitch as many as possible. So when it comes to release day, as soon as your song's live, they add that to the Spotify playlist. And then obviously that brings more traction to your page and to your song. And that also triggers the Spotify algorithm more. So there's like Spotify editorial playlist, which is made by the Spotify team, which is what I pitched for like weeks in advance. And there's a Spotify algorithm, which is like your Discover Weeklies, your radios, your like, you know, ones that, you know, if a song is getting enough attention, Spotify, the algorithm will pick up on that, and then your song will get added to that.
Of course.
And the way that happens is obviously you get more plays. Organically, you want to try and grow like that.
Talking about radio, how was it firstly to have your song on the radio, and how did that? How did that happen?
Well, that was just in my I guess my press blast, like 6 weeks out. I think it only happened. I sent a lot of emails to a few radio stations, but this was shout out to Lockie from 2RRFM.
Shout out Lock.
He was. I sent him an email. I think it was one of the ones I sent an email to. At first, I don't think they responded, because it was a very difficult time in terms of me promoting, because my release was coming out on the 14th of January, and then you've also got Christmas and you've got New Year included.
Yeah, of course.
So it was a very difficult time frame to kind of navigate in terms of when to approach these people. But Lockie, I sent him an email, and then he like got back to me, I think like a week later. It was just the randomest thing. He just popped in my inbox and he was like, I really like the song. We'll give it a play on Thursday.
Oh wow!
It's one of those things.
Easy.
Yeah, it's one of those things where like if you get their attention, it's so easy. And he
was this the first time that you
as a first radio play
that you like tried to get on? First time you like
tried to get on radio.
Yeah, tried to get on radio.
And then he hosts this show on 2RRFM based in Henley, like in Ryde. they have this show called Freshly Squeezed, which is like a show for like home and emerging Aussie talent.
Yeah, yeah.
And then
Oh, they have a playlist on Spotify as well, don't they?
they have a playlist on Spotify as well.
Yeah.
So as soon as you get played on that, you get added to that
Playlist. Yep.
So that's like these radio things. It's more of a community to tap into. If you're tapping into like an emerging Australian community or radio channel, and you're also getting added to those playlists, then that's where like guys. Well, first of all, like guys from these blogs go and try and find people as well. People from like Unearthed, like labels, and they try and look at local talent. They look at places like these. So that's why it's really good to tap into those types of communities. So yeah, and he played. Yeah, it was like I guess first radio play. It was kind of like the song just came on. It was like random because there was a song before me and there was no gap in between. It just kind of came on. And then like after that, he like gave me a massive rap. He was like, "That's a brand new track from ZUSO. Like,
shout out to ZUSO.
Love the slow burning energy and the slow
oh really? Wow,
vibes. Like,
wow,
gave
that's
it a
awesome.
full rap, and I was like, yeah.
Wow.
And then I got another radio play a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, that's the one I know about.
On FBI.
FBI.
I know one of the hosts there did my course that I did on Ableton.
Yeah.
And she's now doing this, but. She had the graveyard shift and she played my song at like, I think it was like 1 something.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm up then anyway. But so that was cool as well. But it's really cool. So like that's just part of it. You've got your radio, that's part of your press bus and all the emails you send. It's just like endless. Because even in the 6 weeks in between, then you've kind of got the countdown to the deadline of your release day, a part of your release, and you're still sending emails and you're still doing all of that types of stuff. And then even once the release is out, you've still got another 6 weeks after that you've still got to be promoting the track even once it's out. So you can still be sending it to radio, still send it to blogs and all this stuff. And for the blogs, I got on a couple actually.
That's what I was about to ask you next.
Yeah. So that was just a part of my emailing. Like
now you search up ZUSO on the internet.
It comes up with the blogs, and that's really
good. The whole
good.
first page is just you.
Yeah, and that's really good in terms of like Google and their algorithm.
Yeah.
In terms of driving, more traffic to you, as well.
And some good stuff here. I'm having a look now.
Yeah.
ZUSO sound design is also a gem.
Is that what it says?
Yeah. Track is much more than listening experience. It's energy and positive that will flow through you like a bomb.
Yeah. So.
How do you feel about that? Like being like. Realistically, you're able to be Googled and there's articles about you. It's talking about how it's all positive. Like this one here is like a very positive article. There's not one negative thing I can see.
Yeah, well, the reason.
Has your real name as well? Look at that.
Yeah, that's my name. Yeah. Well, like when you approach these blogs, and same with radio guys, there's a thing that I had to do all myself. So I had to make my own EPK, and there's also a thing called a press release.
Yeah.
And press release is basically another document that you have, just like a Word doc, whatever it is, of the song and what it is, and you got to best describe it, you know, and then you send it. You have all your socials attached. You have everything about the song and about you in that press release.
Yeah.
And that's what you send out to these blogs and radio guys. So when they open it, obviously they're writers, but they will they'll kind of base their piece that they're writing off my press release that I've sent out.
Yeah.
So you send that to them. That's another thing you got to do in advance. Make your own press release.
Yeah.
But
it's a lot of hard work.
Yeah. And Melt Like Gold was like a crazy kind of process for all of this stuff. And usually artists have a team of people that do this, which is PR agencies, which I'll get into later, because I've actually got a team of people for my next release, which is really cool.
Yes.
Who are helping me out.
Yep.
So like I guess. You know, in the moment when you get on the blog and they go, we'll write about you, like, yes, but then it's not actually until you actually post a blog and you're like, oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, do they put these articles out like when you release the song? Or
so I think it's like within release day or within that week. Of being released.
Great.
They're like comparing me to like other artists like Rufus as well.
Right, that's great.
They're being compared.
Take it, that's sick.
Yeah, so I guess that's just all part of the back of hard work. But then again, you look at like I got 4 or 5 blogs.
Yeah.
off the back of, I reckon, like over 100 emails.
Mate, fall's better than nothing, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's good.
And the radio play, like I was happy if I got on at least one or two radio, like one radio, and I got on one radio, which is good.
Yeah.
And FBI radio as well.
That's cool.
And yeah, and then it's just a never-ending thing. It's just promoting emails. Just LinkedIn is really
Yep.
good. I use that a lot. Like I never used to use it, but then I used it. And that's where I met. You build connections within the industry, and that's where I met these guys from Melbourne that have helped me a lot. They gave me all the Triple J hosts like emails.
Oh, really?
They gave me a lot of the radio contacts as
Oh,
well.
wow, perfect. Are these the guys that you're working with the next one, or is that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I've kind of developed a relationship up with them, which is you got to be smart like that in terms of when you have someone like that. I've got his phone number. Like I had a phone call with him on Monday morning, talking about the PR campaign that we do. And I reached out to him like last year, like start of November, end of October.
Yep.
On LinkedIn, on the same day, sent him a message. I was like, I'd love to learn more about your company, like what you guys do in terms of supporting emerging artists.
Yeah.
And that 10 minutes later, he goes, yeah, sweet, are you down for a chat at 3?
Oh, wow.
So I had a phone call with him. And then from that point onwards, we've just been developing a relationship. And then I was actually approached by a PR company from the UK for my last release. They found me on a blog, which I guess is good in a way because I've been getting emails of people finding me on blogs, sending me saying, look, I like your song, blah, blah, blah. But you got to be really careful about who you pick. There's a lot of people in this industry that just want to fuck you over as well.
Yeah.
So,
mate, I could see that.
Yeah. So, so these guys approached me. I had a meeting with them. They're from the UK. I was considering it because I've got a release coming up. I was really happy with what I did with Mellow Like Gold. It was a lot of work.
Yeah.
And I was a bit concerned because I obviously got uni starting up as well.
No.
I'm not going to have as much time to promote and do all this stuff. So having a team of people come on would be helpful.
So will you give them your socials? Will they post on your socials? And stuff like that?
Well, they found me I think on a blog. These guys from the UK, they found me on a blog, and then I had a meeting with them, with one of the A&Rs from their team, which an A&Rs is like an artist and repertoire. These guys are like people who are also a part of labels, also a part of these PR agencies.
Yep.
Their job's to go out and find artists for their company.
Yep.
Yeah, I was considering them, and then they were asking for a significant amount of money, which they do.
Why do they want? You should just take a percentage of your
sales
or something.
Yeah, but anyway, they were asking like $3,500.
Jesus Christ,
so
mad.
I checked with Anthony. I sent him an email. Anthony's the guy from Melbourne.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah.
I sent him an email, and it's good to have a connection there that you can always come in and check. And these guys are relatively, I guess, small. They're not they're not there to fuck you over. And you can kind of feel that in terms of who you talk to.
That's who you want.
Yeah, and you're just gonna go off yourself, your conscious, subconscious, and just your gut feeling in terms of what's here. And I was a bit on the rails in terms of these guys from the UK because why it is a good risk, and it's a risk you're gonna have to take eventually in terms of one of these PR agencies. But in terms of the money they were asking, and also in terms of they're based in the UK, and they're not focusing particularly on the Australian music scene.
Yeah.
That's what Anthony said in his email, and I said, look, I agree. And then he said, look, we're offering a PR campaign for selected clients that we know that's way more price effective, $500, I think.
Oh wow!
So and we'll be focusing a lot more on the Aussie kind of music scene as well as overseas. But look, I think it'll be something to consider. And then I had a phone call with him on Monday morning, and then we sent the agreement over, and it's all done. So we're getting that's for the next release.
Yep.
Again, there's no certainty about these PR agencies because you can't I guess. They're doing the same thing really. They're sending all these emails to all these people, all these radio guys, all these people, and they might not get responses either. So it's kind of there's no guarantees, but there is a guarantee there that they might be more likely to respond to an agency that they know or that these people know, and that you can grow from there, and you'll probably grow more if you're with them.
Okay, so has any record labels approached you, and what's that process like?
Yeah, I've been approached by a few, but the thing is with record labels, and this is the thing where I guess the guys from Melbourne really helped me out when I had a phone call, the first phone call with him, because he was an artist, and he's been through all this in terms of getting like a manager, and obviously looking at record labels and stuff. I've been approached by a few that obviously I hadn't heard of when they'd approached me, and then just by that, you're just a bit like, because I don't know, the thing is with record labels, and when I approach, or like they approach me, or if I approach them, I guess I don't want to rush into a deal or something like that, because I guess I'm learning all this stuff while I'm going on, like in terms of promoting my music, and I'm learning all of the ins and outs of that.
Yeah, you're young in the game.
When I am approached by a label, I like have everything in order in terms of where I'm at. And then like, you know, I'm not gonna be bullied into like getting a deal or something like that. So
you don't want to be forced into it. You know what I mean?
like labels are great. Labels are great, and there's a few labels that I have on my radar. But if I get these guys who are just kind of like, you know, when a label approaches you, you obviously look them up and you look up their I guess their Instagram and their socials and stuff like that, and how many followers they have. And if it's not like doing the job, then you just like, well, you're not going to take the risk there.
Yeah, of course.
When you can literally, like, there's no need, because you can do just as good a job yourself, unless they're like a big label, like I guess, you know, Teamwork Records, for example, or like, you know, there's a whole bunch of them, like Future Classic, NLV, like there's a lot of labels which are good, but like I think that's just something I'm not going to rush into, and I'm pretty relaxed about.
Fair enough.
I'm not and when an opportunity arises, I'll know when it's right in terms of the label.
Well, so what is it like? So they like pitch you, be like, what really is the difference between a label and independent, like in your opinion? Because obviously,
well, as an independent artist, doing everything yourself. A label, they do the pitches, they do everything for you.
Oh, okay. Basically. So all this like
they'll upload the song. So when you upload the song to Spotify or whatever it is, you'll notice that it's usually under a record label name, and you'll see that down the bottom there. So they'll do all your marketing plan for you. They'll do everything for you, basically.
But then they take all your money. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like
they like a percentage or something.
They take a percentage. Like there's like you'd have a contract involved or whatever.
Yeah, of course.
But like that's where it is good. That's where it is good. And obviously, you'll get a lot more recognition, a lot more attention when you're with the label.
Of course.
And obviously, that'll lead to hopefully more. You know, getting more performances and gigs and stuff like that. Yeah.
And with gigs, any gigs coming up, like any local clubs that we're going to see ZUSO at?
There's some in the works. I'm working on them because I've kind of been obviously focusing on this last release, which has just been like
crazy.
Me doing it all.
That's
what I mean. Like, you know, usually artists have a manager for starters, then they'll have like a team of people, like a talent agent who will get you performances and gigs and stuff. But like, you know, when you're an independent, you got to do this all yourself. So you're balancing all this stuff yourself.
You're not stopping.
So I guess that's the next step. Now that I've got, I guess, a PR agency helping out with my next release, I can kind of, you know, still going to do my own stuff there, but I don't have to focus as much attention on that. I can now then look to focus on getting gigs, especially with restrictions being dropped and stuff now.
Like how good are you?
And I'm working on some live sets, which is like what I, you know, really want to do as well. So this year you'll see a few ZUSO gigs coming up. I expect everyone to be there.
Mate, everybody, the Facebook and the Instagram posts will be shared all over the story. I will.
Or you could come to my bush tours and know.
Oh, mate, we go. Mate, next bush tour I'm fucking coming 100%. Even if I have to drive out that way.
Totally, very far away.
It's such a trek.
It's really far,
100%. But what inspires you to still want to make music? Why? What is, you know? You get up every morning. You're like, I want to still make it. Why?
I don't know, just love it. I just like
it's your passion?
The feeling you get. It's like you can't describe it. Like when I've been DJing, even the same thing when you're performing live. And you play a song and you have everyone on the dance floor, and you're like, people are singing at the top of their lungs, like everyone's having a good time. It's like it just gives you goosebumps. Like it's the same with creating. Like when you come up with an idea or something that's really cool. Like it's like such a good feeling. Like it's a feeling you just can't explain. And then the terms of just, I don't know, like when you love something so much, you're just like want
to get back to it, keep doing it.
You just keep doing it, no matter how shit it is to you. Like no matter how much stuff fails. Like you just keep. And
next one, what is it like? So what is it with the like with the money with the music?
Yeah.
Is it like all? So example, you get 1,000 streams, you make a dollar or something. Like, how does that all work?
Yeah, well, so each stream, like each time someone plays your song, is like a quarter of a cent
Fuck
play.
hell.
So it's fuck all. But the way that this works, and this is what I'm targeting for, is that you know, and there was a good article written on this. Like when you're for me, you know, you want to try and develop, and I'm in the process of doing that now by obviously tapping into these radio communities and developing my audience.
Of course.
You want to develop 1,000 true fans, like 1,000 true loyal fans.
Yeah.
Right? And these are the fans that will go anywhere to watch you play. You only need 1,000. I mean, like, obviously, if you go, I want like 100, I want millions of people to see my music. You know,
of course.
Well, that's great, but that's not realistic. You gotta be realistic here. 1,000's are good. Like that's doable.
Very doable.
Very doable.
Very doable.
If you can get 1,000 people listening to your music, or just like 1,000 true fans, they'll go anywhere to watch you.
Yep.
They'll support whatever content you're putting out in terms of you, whatever, like merch, whatever it is. You want to try and develop that relationship. So you've got, realistically, if you've got 1,000 people and they're buying your tickets and they're also, you know, obviously buying your merch, listening to your music, they're, you know, getting involved in maybe competitions or Q&As, whatever you might be having on Instagram, stuff, these types of things that you're trying to develop relationships with them. You'll be looking at maybe like $100 like profit of each and every single one of them.
Okay.
All those things come into account.
Yeah.
And then these are like, so like those are true fans.
Yeah.
So that you're getting, and they'll do, like as I said, they'll do anything that you like. They'll like diehard fans.
Yeah.
So $100 profit off each fan, and then you'll be looking at 1,000 people, and then in a year that's $100,000, which is like, it's okay. It's a living for most people.
Yeah.
But
take that.
But that's like a more realistic way in looking at it in terms of not just focusing on streams. Then you've also got brand partnerships and brand collabs that look.
Shout out to Chloe Swim Club. ZUSO is number one.
Yeah, Chloe Swim Club.
Lovely photo the other day, by the way.
Yeah, it was like we didn't even take. It was the most randomest photo ever. Anyway, so you look at it more like that. I mean, even the biggest artists now, they don't make a lot of their money off streams. You make fuck all money off streams. Like you do make. I mean, if you're looking at maybe like The Weeknd, for example, I was looking at it. I think a couple of days ago. I think he makes like $3 million a year off streams, which is very good.
It's good. Yeah, it's good. But he probably makes
But you'd expect more.
Yeah, you would, to be fair.
Because you don't actually make that much money off streams. So you make money off, obviously you performing those loyal fans that are engaging with what you're doing, and then, you're looking at that, and then you also your brand partnerships and like that you might get in the future, and then if you sign with a label or you sign with a PR agency, they might get you some more, like a brand partnership or something like that, and you might get paid for that. You also might get paid for getting on an advertisement, or like we're talking about TV or film.
Yeah.
Getting paid to gigging as well, you get a certain amount there as well.
Okay.
So there's a number of ways, there's a number of avenues you can make money, especially online as well. You can also make beats for other people. That's a way to do it as well.
Have you done that?
I haven't done that, no.
Would you want to?
Not really.
Yeah.
But like there's mixing and mastering engineers, which is like what you do when your song's done, you send it off to get mixed and mastered. Yeah. So there's guys online that do that.
Yeah.
I've got a good relationship with the guy online that he's from America. He does all my stuff. But so I guess that's a good way to kind of look at it.
So mate, you've been telling us how you're making the new songs coming out soon, and then we talked off when we stopped recording for a second. We were talking about how you got an EP. So what's this EP like?
Yeah.
Do you have any ideas what it's called yet, or?
I have the name. Well, the name's been done for.
We keeping that confidential?
Keeping that confidential.
We'll keep it confidential.
It comes out. But so the aim is I made a lot of songs during lockdown.
Yeah.
Good. I was productive, which was very
great. You had to be.
So I've had these songs done for the past 3-4 months.
Oh shit.
They've been done. But it's just kind of been like I've been promoting Melt Like Gold. It's been it's a long process. You're kind of looking long term. Into kind of structuring this year out and when these releases are going to drop, and also in terms of when I'm going to be performing and stuff like that. So so look, my next release is going to be out. I'll say it's going to be out within the next month or so. So keep an eye out. That's the one I'm bringing my team on. So the date's been set for ages. It's coming out in March. So
everybody, early March. Can you give the exact date or not?
can't give the exact date.
Okay, so early or
I'll
end?
say like first few weeks in March.
First week.
Yeah.
Okay. Be on the lookout, everybody.
Yeah. So and that's when I brought on a team. So this is like the first time I'm working with a team of people, which is really cool. This release is I'll say it's called Atlas. Atlas, yeah. So
Sick name.
it's a very I guess cool track. It's different to Melt Like Gold. Similar sounds are used. It's got more I guess deep house grooves you'd say. It's a very kind of I guess atmospheric kind of track as well.
That's cool.
But yeah, so that's coming out in March. That's the second, that is like the second track of the EP. Obviously, Melt Like Gold's the first. So the way it's going about is that they're going to be released individually.
Yeah.
And yeah, hopefully, it'll be interesting to see. Hopefully, we'll get some more success off this release. Then now they've got a team of people helping me.
Yep.
So
yeah, they can hope.
Yeah. So then and then it's basically kind of like looking towards the future. So there's 4 tracks in the EP. And all of them are done. And they're all going to be it's all going to be out this year. So that's going to be out this year. Looking hopefully first half of the year. And the second half of the year, I'm working on a few songs currently.
Great.
Which will be done hopefully, and they'll be out towards the end of the year.
Yeah.
So
awesome. Have you thought about like album plans? Like, are you gonna?
Yeah.
We're gonna see the feature. Was it? What did they say?
Like album.
What's it called? Oh God. Debut
album. Debut album. Yeah.
Anyways.
Look, I've thought about it a few times, but I don't know. I'm gonna wait until I.
No rush, to be fair.
Yeah, no rush. I'm gonna wait until I guess grow a bit more.
Yeah. Fair enough.
I'll know when the time's right.
Yeah.
Make an album.
Mate, fair enough. I respect it. I respect the hustle. And I respect the grind. So that just thought of me something. So with hustling and grinding.
Yeah.
Are you obsessed with the hustle and grind, like, especially with the music shit? Like, would you say you're like, you wake up, I got to fucking promote this, and this. I've got to do this and this and this. A big example with me for like the podcast is that I might be not doing it, but I'm either planning for the next person. Or like, I write my questions like what all this is based off.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Definitely. I'm very motivated.
Yeah, that's who you want to be. I respect it a lot.
Like just Melt Like Gold. Like I've literally was just hustling for fucking 12 weeks.
Good man.
But it's one of those things where I try not to think about it a lot.
Yeah.
I just do. I just try not to focus on.
Yeah.
Like, with me, if I focus on one particular thing.
Yeah.
And focus on that thing really, really hard, that thing's like that's everything. Like I'm thinking about that wherever I am, about different things and what I'm gonna do next. And at the same time, you got to be friendly to yourself because
of course,
you put a lot of pressure on yourself and you want to kind of push yourself really, really hard. Yeah. But you got to kind of just look at and break it down into different steps and have little goals in terms of what you want to reach and how you can and understand how you're going to reach those. Yeah. And take those little steps to kind of reach them. And that's what I'm doing at the moment in terms of, obviously getting these radio plays. I knew like getting on blogs, reaching out to people on LinkedIn, connecting with people. Yeah. These all develop to a long-term kind of thing. And you're always developing that. Constantly,
With that, have you ever had any stages of burning out? You would say, or when the pressure, pressure's got too much, and you just needed to take like 3 months off or a month off, a couple of weeks off. Yeah,
honestly, I have. Yeah, but
only
it was interesting because I don't anymore.
Really,
I just love it now.
Yeah, fair enough.
But the reason why is because I'll say quickly here. A few people already know about it. I started doing Wim Hof. It's like this breathing meditation.
Yeah. You'll tell them about that.
And that's just helped me so much in terms of just, I don't know, like it's crazy when you do this consistently for so long that you don't. That like anxiety on like kind of, in terms of what you're gonna do. It's no longer there, and you just kind of do, and then you obviously you remain physically active and you train.
Yeah,
and
of course.
You do all these things. To, staying physically in shape, and then that'll help. Your mindset enormously in terms of what you want to achieve, and you're very kind of motivated to achieve what you want to achieve. Yep. And doing this like you just know like it's just kind of you pick up on different like energies and stuff in terms of when you do these meditations, and you just know that this is what you're in the game to do.
Yeah, fair enough.
There's nothing else. I mean, like I'm still at uni, But like, I'm still at uni, obviously. Like,
What are you doing at uni, by the way?
I'm doing marketing.
Okay.
I've taught myself more.
Fucking perfect.
I've taught myself more from doing all of this individually than I have learnt my whole 2 years at uni.
Mate, it's pathetic.
Like, it's just amazing. So.
Yeah. Oh mate, I feel like at uni I still haven't. Well, I've learnt stuff and I read new stuff because I'm obsessed with advertising.
I've taught myself so much from just doing all this. So it's kind of like self-teaching and just self-pushing and just knowing that this is what you want to do, and you just got to keep doing it.
Well, mate, enough about the music stuff. Let's move on to the 10.
Yeah, the 10.
The famous 10. That is not so famous. We're gonna have to get that trademarked though. So first one. Tell us about your recent social media posts. You can go your personal account or ZUSO account.
Well, I don't use my personal account.
You really don't anymore, eh?
I just focus on my ZUSO one. I mean, personal accounts are great, but I just think like, nah.
Yeah.
I've got my. I'm trying to promote my.
Yeah, exactly.
More. Well, anyway, that was my last post. Was the Chloe Swim Club post. So shout out to Chloe Swim Club.
Shout out again. Bloody hell, Alex Bowser, you're getting all the shout outs today, aren't you, mate?
Yeah. No, but it's also important to something that I've picked up on, like these, growing brands, your mates, anyone who's going out and starting a brand. Yeah. You need to support them as much as you can, because they want the same thing that you want, like what you're in the game to do. And it's important to go and do brand collabs with them, especially like on Instagram and stuff. You want to help them grow. We see it helps you as well.
Oh, it does.
Just develop relationships.
Works both ways, exactly. Yeah. And who's your biggest inspiration? This can be musically or it just could be in life.
Biggest inspiration?
Yeah.
I don't know, actually. I say for music, probably like Flume, I guess. Rufus the Soul as well.
Yeah. Okay.
In terms of just like, Kanye's pretty cool.
Oh, my boy. Do you love my boy Kanye?
Yeah.
See his body Instagram the last couple of days. It's actually pathetic.
I'm watching his doco.
Oh, mate. Is it any good?
Yeah, I watched the first episode. It's pretty good.
I'll give it a watch.
Oh, mate.
Mate, sorry. There's people screaming in the background, guys. Here's a fun one. What is your worst drunk experience?
Jeez. All right.
They're fun ones.
I have to think about this, even though I probably can't think about it because I would have been drunk. So I wouldn't be able to recall much. Schoolies was pretty loose, but like I think I've been worse to be honest, because like you're just drunk all the time. At schoolies, it didn't even matter. Yeah,
do you mean like funny stories
from schoolies?
No. Drink.
I think I haven't been drunk for a long time. I'm not gonna lie, but
he's just all about the craft. I respect it. I respect the grind, mate.
I think. I might have been like a year or a couple of years ago. It was back when the sheaf was,
Oh, mate, the famous sheaf.
The famous sheaf.
Bloody hell.
And I think I was out at something beforehand. I think I was at Watson's Bay Hotel. I was at something.
God, I love Watson's Bay Hotel.
So, and then we had a few drinks, and then we ended up going to the sheaf.
Yep, as you do.
And that was that night. And then I went in there, I got a beer, and I got a couple of vodka sodas.
Yep, good man.
And obviously I'd been drinking all day, so I was good. Like after that point, I was good.
Yeah.
But I didn't stop.
As
unfortunately.
So disappointing.
Yeah, I think someone or I just shouted a bunch of people some shots.
No.
I don't even know what happened. And then I think they shouted me shots. And then all of a sudden we're at the bar.
Yeah.
And we're just down all these fucking shots. And then like I've gone, oh no, like. This isn't good. I'm in no good state at the moment. After this, and then I was like, all right, okay. I've had was fucking seen stuff. I went to the bathroom. And when you go to the bathroom, and you do that stare, you look in the mirror, and you're just seeing stars. Your face is fucking spinning around. And you're like, I am in no good state here. And I just like locked myself in the cubicle for like 20 minutes. I think I was like sleeping on the wall, and which was like disgusting because the sheep.
Oh mate, sheep is putrid. Was this one downstairs as well?
Toilets. Yeah.
Oh, they're horrible.
But I just was like too dysfunctional to even like
just
care.
Yeah, fair enough.
So I was like sleeping there and. And then I came out. I don't remember. I was just very, very drunk, and then it was.
A doozy, clearly a doozy. The next one, I don't know. This is a weird one. Who was your first celebrity crush?
first celebrity crush.
Yeah.
I don't actually like.
Or do you have a celebrity crush?
I do now. I'd say.
Tell us.
Say Zendaya.
Oh, mate, she's unreal.
Yeah.
She is unreal.
Started watching a bit of Euphoria.
Oh, mate, that show is cracked. I've heard.
Yeah. It's very strange, but it's okay.
Mate, I've heard.
Spider-Man was great.
Oh, it was unreal.
It was a great movie, but it says Zendaya. Yeah.
This one's easy. But what's your favorite activity to do? We've just spoke about it for like 2 hours.
Music.
I'd imagine. Yeah. So, the best place you ever traveled to, and then with that question, what's the one place you want to perform at? The country I'm talking. What's country you loved, or like a city? You know what I mean?
Or Spain. I mean Europe. Been to Europe.
Yeah.
My family's Spanish, so we went to Spain.
Espanol.
Yeah, so we went to Spain in 2015. That was really cool.
Yeah.
Probably the best place that I really liked is Asturias. It's like up north of Spain. It's a region up there. And my dad's from Gijón, which is like just near. It's kind of near Asturias. Like near Oviedo. Oviedo is the main city, and then Asturias is the region. And that was really cool. We went there. That was like it was really kind of just. Traditional Spanish. Yeah. It was just really nice and cool.
That's mad.
In terms of where I want to play at, Tomorrowland.
Oh, that would be unreal.
Yeah, that's the big.
Bro, there's so many. Europe is, mate. You got fucking what? Tomorrowland, Glastonbury. What else is there?
It's like worldwide, like Ultra. That was the first festival I ever went to was Ultra music.
Oh, you been to Ultra?
There was one in Australia.
Oh, really?
It was before lockdown. It was crazy.
Oh,
so
really?
this is when COVID just hit in 2020.
Yeah, is it like February or something?
Yeah, and then we went to Ultra, like a week before everything shut down, and it was like the best thing ever.
Oh,
it was
wow.
at Parramatta, DJ Snake, Zed.
Oh, really? Oh, actually, proper guys.
Afrojack. I think it was like Sunset Bros. It was 3 different stages.
Yeah.
It was really good. That's the only festival I've been to because it's been like.
Mate, I've never been to one.
On and off with COVID, but Ultra definitely was a sick festival.
Mm-hmm. Something I really want to go.
Yeah.
And then this one, what are your goals for the next year or two? That can be in life or music. Start with music and then life goals.
Yeah,
after.
music. Well, I guess just keep growing. I mean, just keep grinding.
Yeah.
Definitely performing more. Performing more, getting live gigs, getting live venues, DJing. I want to get better at DJing. EP's coming out. Obviously, that's the goal.
Big EP, let's go.
I want to at least, by the end of the year, grow my Spotify monthly listeners to like 115,000 monthly listeners.
Yeah.
Which I feel is doable because, if you're still trying to hack that Spotify algorithm,
you
get into a creative
What are you at currently?
It's only like 1,000 or 2,000.
Mate,
but that's
mate, as long as you keep 100%, I could see that happening.
But and I guess like try and hack the Spotify algorithm.
Yeah.
Definitely get more live gigs.
Yeah.
Obviously work on some new music.
Yeah.
Potentially look to have a manager by the end of the year.
Yeah.
That knows the industry well.
Yeah.
Anyone that I feel could help me.
If any managers want to reach out, hit them up on Instagram.
If there's any music managers that want to help me, or just anyone who think they could potentially help.
Yep, hit us up.
Then hit me up, and we can work together.
Hit that boy ZUSO up.
The thing is with a manager, it's very important. It's different because different to labels and I guess PR agencies and stuff like that, because you have a really good relationship, like a direct relationship with them. Of course. Like you don't want to convince them in a way.
Yeah.
To come on board. You've got to both be on the same page. So
exactly.
It's very important to consider that as well. And obviously, I mean, I wrote these goals out at the beginning of the year, and it was like to get on the radio, and some of them have already been achieved.
No, that's insane.
So probably continue to be pushing on radio. Look for those Triple J Unearthed plays. Really try and push on Unearthed there. And continue to develop more connections on LinkedIn and with the PR agencies like I've already got with upcoming release. I guess for music. Yeah. And
where do you see yourself in 5 years? Horrible question, but I'm curious.
5 years.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Honestly, like doing this, I think.
Right.
Like I just can't see anything else.
That's fair enough.
There's no other vision. I think would have worked hard to that point. I'd have a clearer idea of where I am. I'll know. Yeah. I'll know.
This next question we've already answered was what is your work? What do you work on right now? But you're working on like the next song and stuff. So, but is there anything else that you're working on?
No, like the next songs, the next releases, they're already done.
Yeah. Is there anything else you're working on that like people might not know, or that you're allowed to say?
I'm working on a song right now.
Yeah.
It's banger, club banger.
Oh mate, I'm ready for it.
So that's gonna be out hopefully by the end of the year.
Yeah.
Like looking long term. It's because
Okay.
I've got these other releases.
Yeah,
in
you've all got
between.
stuff exactly.
Yeah, so
Fair
that's
enough.
going to be a good release, and that's just going to be a single. Not going to be part of the EP or
Yeah.
anything, just a single.
God, I wish this was like yesterday because I know how you would answer this.
Yeah.
Meant 2 days ago. What is something you wish was legal in Australia? 2 days ago, you would have said dance floors open, but now.
What, like something that's legal?
Yeah, wish was legal in Australia.
Weed. Easy.
Fair enough. I want to start my own weed business.
Oh, really?
Yeah, 100%.
Right.
Legal. Bro, Mike
Yeah.
Tyson made like fucking billions off his weed.
When they make it legal.
Oh, mate,
yeah,
100%.
They will.
We're doing the Raised Entertainment weed, and then we're gonna have different strains. We're gonna have the episode 12, the ZUSO strain, maybe.
Oh, right, yeah.
We're gonna have
ZUSO strain.
and then the next thing we have is called this week's W's and L's. So, as in, a win you've taken this week, and then a loss you've taken this week.
A win I've taken this week?
And then this is the only thing I'm part of the whole thing. So
A win I've taken this week.
Yeah.
In terms of like
Life,
just
anything,
life.
mate. Anything.
Yeah. All right. A win I've taken this week, I guess, was I had that phone call Monday morning,
Yeah.
first thing with the PR agency,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
we spoke about the next upcoming track, and we signed the agreement, and it's all good, and we've sorted out the campaign.
Yeah.
That's a big win.
A massive win.
I guess a loss. I was meant to play some golf this week.
Ah.
And I didn't get around to it.
Mate.
So it was a bit disappointing.
Still got tomorrow if you're up to it.
Tomorrow, yeah.
Don't
Maybe.
get
I'm
too.
practicing because I'm actually going overseas in July to play golf.
Yeah, you're
Some of
saying.
the best golf courses,
Yeah, yeah.
so I need to improve my game. a
Mate,
bit
come
more.
on.
Yeah, we gotta get out there.
My win is what is my win? What have I done this week? Oh, I mean, this is so like pathetic, but I want Mark Wahlberg. He opened his
Yeah.
burger shop. I went and ate there.
Really?
Yeah, I was in
What?
Circle K. Went and ate there
Really?
yesterday.
Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, mate. It was
Marky Mark.
Marky Mark. That was unreal.
I watched Uncharted the other day.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was-
Oh, I need to watch. Don't spoil it.
Yeah,
I'm
it
gonna
was,
watch
it
it.
was okay. I mean, I just
Oh.
like Tom Holland.
Yeah, mate. Of course.
Because also he's a Spurs fan.
Oh my.
And Mark Wahlberg is as well.
Is he?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Tom probably pushed him to go for the Spurs or something.
Yeah, well, we'll need that. at the
You
moment.
need as many,
We're in-
mate. You
we're in
Spurs
all
guys.
sorts.
Mate.
Anyway.
My L. Oh yeah, no. The other podcast I put out how I fucked the audio up. Yeah, it was a
Oh, really?
bit of an L, and it did shit view wise, but it's alright.
Spewing.
Yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, that's about it. Oh no. So I have this thing called the question of the podcast, and what that is it's a question the viewers. You can answer this as well.
Yeah.
What do you wish you would have pursued, or maybe what you would have wished you pursued earlier? So for the viewers, comment that on the thing, and then
Well, for me, I
Yeah.
mean, like I'm pursuing my music.
Yeah.
Like, I've been doing that for ages.
yeah,
But I guess like golf again, like because I
Yeah.
played heaps of golf when I was younger, and then I stopped
Yeah.
for a bit. But
Yeah.
if I continue to play it, I'd be like
mate, you'd be good if you.
much
Mate,
better. Like I'm still like I've still got a good natural swing now.
Yeah.
It's like improving. But yeah, I
Mhm.
guess like I'm pursuing my
yeah,
thing now.
mate, you're doing
Doing it.
good. Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Awesome.
Is there anything else? Anything you want to shout out? Let the people know what's going on.
Yeah, well, Melt Like Gold's out now. You can find it on my Instagram, ZUSO_music, or just type up ZUSO on Spotify. You'll find me, or Apple Music, whatever it is. Listen to the new track. Any support would be great. The more, the better. New track out next month, which I'm excited about. Second track of the EP called Atlas. Very, very nice. Slow burning, deep house track. Very, very, very chilled out type of vibe. So yeah, that's going to be out next month or so. And yeah, keep an eye out this year. I'm sure I'll make you all aware if there's any events or gigs or anything coming up. And
Yeah.
just any support, all the support.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be shared on my Instagram if there's any events. So
Yeah, I'm sure.
mate, I'll be there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about it. I am Sam Fraser, and this is the Reupload podcast. Go watch this. This will be up on all socials: YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Yeah, that's about it. Thank you for coming on.
Sweet.
I don't know. I clapped it.